Namaste and welcome to Bhuwwaneshvari Foundation's Utsavbodh series. In this series, we explore the meaning, traditions, and beliefs behind Indian festivals. We also tackle some common misconceptions and misunderstandings related to these celebrations. And today, in our third episode, we dive into the enchanting world of Shivaratri, a night dedicated to Lord Shiva. And join us as we uncover this history, the rituals, and the deep spiritual significance of this sacred night. In today's episode, we are honored to have with us Raghuram Acharya, a renowned scholar of Shastras with extensive experience in Shastra studies and, of course, a scholar of Sanskritam as well. He is the chairperson of Sanskritam Charitable Trust. Okay, and Raghuram ji has dedicated his life to exploring depths of traditional Indian wisdom, making him an invaluable guide as we navigate through the significance and practices of Shivaratri. So, whether you are a regular participant in Shivaratri festivals or curious about its place in our culture, we invite you to explore the stories and traditions that bring so many people together in devotion. So, thank you, Raghuramji, for being here. We are glad to have you in our third episode of Utsavbodh series.
Thank you, Renika ji. Thank you, Bhuwwaneshvari Foundation, for the opportunity, and Utsavbodh for this wonderful opportunity.
Yes, Acharya. So, my very first question is if we can start with the basics. So, the origin of Mahashivaratri and how is it celebrated in different parts of India? Also, adding one more question to this, that why Shivaratri celebrated? So many of us as an audience, some of us believe that that was the day when Shiva did the Tandava, and many of us also believe that it is the night of Shiva's marriage with Devi Parvati. So if you can throw some light on this.
Now that we've started this series to also tackle some misconceptions as well, we'll answer. In your questions, there were some misconceptions, general misconceptions. We'll address them as well. First, we will start with why should we celebrate Shivaratri and what is the purpose of Shivaratri and what is the origin of Shivaratri. In all Puranas, source for all this knowledge is Puranas primarily, and in Shiva Purana, the same explanation is given in many Puranas as well. I would not say story, but the same explanation is given in many Puranas. It's very similar. Once there was Brahma, in one of while Vishnu was sleeping, he did a sankalpam that Ekoham Bahusyam Prajayeyu. I'm the one. Let me evolve into many things. So, with that sankalpam, a lotus bloomed from Nabhi of Sri Mahavishnu, and in the lotus, Brahma's birth was. The origin of Brahma happened there. But when Brahma, he opened his eyes, he didn't see anything. He only saw himself. So he thought he was the great one. And this question was always there. And one day he thought, okay, let me go to the bottom of this lotus, where this actually lotus started. And he went through this lotus stem for many years and then reached Vishnu. He said, I am the great one. I am actually sitting above you. You should actually bow down. Vishnu said, no, you originated from me. You are part of me. So you have, I will not bow down to you. You have to bow down to me. So this is again story which actually explains many things there. First, I'll explain the story and then the tattva behind it. Because for any beginner or an explorer who is trying to explore a Sanatana Dharma, what is this fight between Vishnu and Brahma? And it sounds very childish. There is again the Tattvic explanation for that. Let's get to the explanation in the second part. So when these both were fighting, that I am great and I am great, a Jyotirlinga evolved in between them, and it started to expand. When they started seeing, it was endless. Neither they couldn't see the beginning or the end of that Shivalinga. And they said, I am Parameshwara. I am the reason for both of you. So you don't fight. Then Vishnu, he immediately knew that this was all again the play of Sri Mahavishnu itself. So he knew that with this, Brahma will come to his senses. So I said, he started doing namaskaras and stuti of Jyotirlinga. And Brahma was arrogant as he was before. And then Lord Parameshwara from Jyotirlinga said that whoever finds the root, even the top or bottom of this linga, they are the greatest. So Brahma went upwards and Vishnu went downwards. Vishnu knew that there wouldn't be any end for this linga. He went a few meters and he came back to that place and said, I cannot find the base of this linga, so you are the great. But Brahma, while he was traveling upwards, he saw this Ketaki Pushpam falling down from the top of that. And he asked, how far is the top of this Shivalinga? He said, no, my journey started like at least 1,000 kalpas ago. I'm still falling down. I don't know where it started, but this Shivalinga is expanding ever since into the endless space. So you might take at least another 1,000 kalpas to reach to the point where I started. I don't know. It might have expanded few more, much more since I've started falling down. So Brahma said, no, you come along with me and you have to give witness that we both saw the top of the Shivalinga. Because you fell from the top of the linga and I caught you, that means that you can actually say that we both were there at the top of the Shivalinga, the Jyotirlinga. Okay, and Ketaki flower said, what's trouble in that? And they both went together and said to Vishnu, I saw the top of the Jyotirlinga and see, this is a witness. And he showed the Ketaki. Vishnu immediately knew that Brahma was lying. So, Parameshwara from the Jyotirlinga, he said, Brahma, you are actually lying. So, and you also brought a false witness with you. You would never be the persons who could be honored by the people. So actually the Ketaki Pushpam is my favorite, but from today onwards I'll not accept any puja with the Ketaki Pushpam. And Brahma, you will not be honored by the people anywhere, even by the devas, or your form will not be honored. And suddenly Brahma realized, okay, I have done a grave mistake. And he started bowing down the Jyotirlinga and said, please do not do this. If people don't respect me, then the Srishti will go haywire. Because this is all my Srishti. I have done the creation and this creation will go haywire if they don't respect me. Then immediately Parameshwara said, okay, your form will not be used as a puja material anywhere. You will not be worshipped with this form. You'll only be mentioned by the name itself, the nama only. The reason behind all this is that there's one thing that actually teaches with this story, is that whoever creates something, he should not be in the foreground. Right? If Brahma is the creator of this universe, he created all the living things. Right? Brahma's creator is Vishnu, right? But still Brahma is the creator of this whole universe. So one day he might come into the foreground and say, I am the creator and you have to worship me. So with this story of Brahma, all the Puranas teach us that if someone is creating something, if someone is starting something, and if that goes beyond the level of expectation and it is going very good, then he shouldn't be in the foreground. He should not come forward. He should only run this from the background. That is the reason of this story. So, and all the story which the Katha in Puranas is only to teach us this one dharma. The rest of the story, actually, as I said earlier, it might look childish to the person who is starting, but in every Purana story, there is a dharma imbibed in it. So this is the day on when Jyotirlinga actually, Jyotirlinga was seen by Sri Mahavishnu and Brahma. So from that day, Vishnu gave a boon to Parameshwara. He said, on this day, whoever does puja of Parameshwara in the form of Shivalinga, they will be blessed with so many things. Right? A lifelong Ekadashi Vratam is on one side, and at least one Shivaratri Vratam is on one side. So lifelong Ekadashi Vratas would be around 1000 Ekadashi Vratas. So 1000 Ekadashi Vratas is on one hand, and one Shivaratri Vratam is on one hand. So that way, everyone started doing Shivaratri Vratam. Hope I answered all 3 questions. And maybe there was another question, Shiva Tandavam. And also you asked a question about Parvati Parameshwara Vivaha. Actually, Mahashivaratri falls on Krishna Paksha Chaturdashi. Right? On Krishna Paksha Chaturdashi, Trayodashi, there would be normal marriages. Chaturdashi, wedding on Chaturdashi, even in Shukla Paksha or Krishna Paksha, is actually forbidden. So, Parameshwara, who created Jyotish Shastra, wouldn't do something like this, right? But in Shastra, when do we perform Devata Kalyanam? Yasmin Devase Jananam, Tasmin Devase Kalyanaha. There's a vakyam like that. So even on Ramanavami, we do the Sitarama Kalyanam. In southern part of India, Sitarama Kalyanam is normally done on Ramanavami itself, on the birth of Rama's itself. But actually, Sitarama Vivaham was on Magha Shuddha Panchami, Vasanta Panchami. The same way, Parvati Parameshwara Vivaham happened on a different day. But on Mahashivaratri, we are considering today as the birthday or the day of Avirbhava, Shiva. So on this day itself, we are doing the Parvati Parameshwara Vivaha as Loka Kalyana Vivaha. The actual Parvati Parameshwara Vivaha happened on another day. It was Vaishakha Shuddha Tritiya, Akshaya Tritiya. But for us, whenever we do puja, for all the worshippers of Lord Shiva, Mahashivaratri is the day we perform Parvati Parameshwara Leela Vivaha Utsava as well.
Interesting, Acharya. Thank you so much. And I have learnt about this Vivaha thing for the first time, that it can also be celebrated on the day of their Janam Dinam. What you said?
Not for everyone, for Devata Kalyanam.
For Devata Kalyanam.
It's on Subramanya Swami Vivaham is on a different day, but Subramanya Kalyanam is done on Margashira Shuddha Shashti.
Okay. Okay, Acharya.
And Utthana Dwadashi, we also perform Tulasi Vivaha. Tulasi Vivaha with Narayana, we perform Tulasi Vivaha on Utthana Dwadashi itself. Considering that is the birthday of Sri Mahavishnu.
Yes, Acharya. Thank you, Acharya. And also, I've read somewhere that like we have Sankranti every month, we also have a specific day which is like Shivaratri in every month. So what's the difference and between Mahashivaratri and the Shivaratri that we have every month? And can you throw some light on that also?
Every month we have Masa Shivaratri. So whatever is happening in the celestial system, the same things are happening in our body as well. Normally we do not tend to think that way, but our shastras despise that they actually explain that in the celestial system, the outer space, whatever is happening, the same things are happening in our body as well, maybe in a minute scale. So Masa Shivaratri and Mahashivaratri, they are calculated in a different way. Masa Shivaratri is a day in which we have Trayodashi during the Pradosha Kala. The Pradosha Kala is the 1.5 hour after the sunset. So on whichever day there is a Krishna Paksha Trayodashi, so that day is considered as Masa Shivaratri. But for Mahashivaratri, it's Chaturdashi during the midnight. So whichever day we have Chaturdashi during the midnight, that day will be considered Mahashivaratri. There's a difference between both. So for Masa Shivaratri, we take Trayodashi and as a reference point during the Pradosha Kala. And for Mahashivaratri, we need to have Krishna Paksha Chaturdashi during the midnight. So we all know that in oceans there is low tide and high tide during new moon and full moon days. Amavasya and Purnima days there is high tide and low tide days. The same things happen with us as well, inside our body as well, but it's very minute scale. But the people who have done sadhana, they can experience that those changes. Everyone actually has to accept the fact that our brain is more than 70% water. Doctor says 90% water. So if it is 90% water, it is similar to an ocean or a sea. So whatever changes are happening in a sea or an ocean, same changes are happening in our brain as well. So that is the reason, say for all your thoughts, they are compared to the waves of thought. Right? So on these days, low tides and high tides happen in our brain as well. So on those days, we need to fast to keep our thoughts in control. So these are the rituals for only people who want to keep things under control. People who want to live as they wish, they can do whatever they want.
Yes, Acharya, very important point. So as youth also, we often ask, if I don't do Shivaratri, what will happen? So like you said, it will not matter if you do not want to bring any minute changes. So it will only matter if you are on that path and you are intended to make some changes or imbibe some things into your life. Yes, Acharya.
It is the same thing with any other festival. See, on January 1st, I don't want to celebrate New Year. So I'm sleeping during the New Year time.
Right.
If someone wants to celebrate, then they are celebrating.
Right.
But there is some cosmical significance with Mahashivaratri as well. For Masa Shivaratri, it's again different. For Mahashivaratri, it's in Puranas and Shastras that a person who is awake all through the night, Shivaratri, and who keeps fast during the day, and during the Amavasya, when the Amavasya starts, he takes bath and he has food. He has a great spiritual, we can say, fellowship. He can have great spiritual significance for that. If someone wants to attain those benefits, they can practice these. Instead of questioning, we cannot explain, we cannot give a logic for everything. Maybe when for a beginner, if we say, okay, there is a rise of energy, as Sadhguruji is saying, yeah, for the beginners it is good. But again, when we get into the Shastric point of view, it doesn't really matter. Do we really have to have a reason for everything? There are many things which are beyond our logic as well. If our Shastras are saying, the Shastras which are giving the benefits, right? There is no person sitting there and he is giving benefits. The Shastra itself the Vedam itself is giving the benefit. If the Veda, Shastra, Puranas, they are saying in unison that a person who is fasting and who doesn't sleep all through the night during Shivaratri, he gains so much of spiritual awakeness. So if you want that benefit, do this. Instead of questioning, if you want that, do. If you don't want that, no one is bothering you. But again, the same Shastra says that if someone is not doing this, they'll go to Narakas. Means that if they are doing this, they'll go to Shivaloka. Actually, our Shastra's way of telling a person to do to do and to not to do something, vidhi and nishedha, there's always swarga, naraka, this loka, that loka associated with as a phala. However, doing Shivaratri Vratam, they have other benefits as well.
Yes, Acharya. And Acharya, as we are talking about celebrating, so how do we actually celebrate it? Like, I am aware that so many people celebrate it every year, so it might not be very new for so many people on how to do it. But is it beyond usual fasting and nama japam? So are there any specific things that are suggested in shastras that we need to do, and these days we are missing that point and we are not doing it? So can you also share that information?
Very good question. There are so many things we can do on Shivaratri. It's again depends on someone's capability and their wish. Right? So, for example, one can do Rudrabhishekam all day, starting from sunrise on Shivaratri. You can do Rudrabhishekam till the next day. That's called Ahoratara Rudrabhishekam. And that's again difficult for everyone. So, for every 4 hours, they can do. That's called as Yama Puja. Or they can start in the Pradosha Kala and they can do till midnight. That's another option. They can start at Pradosha Kala and then do till sunrise next day. So it's not one size fits all. The Anushtana is depending on their own capability and their own interest and their wish. So it's not that Shivaratri, everyone has to do it the same way in uniform. There is no rule like that. If a person cannot fast, he can at least skip meals, one meal. If a person is capable enough to skip 2 meals, he can skip 2 meals. If a person is capable enough to skip 3 meals, he can skip 3 meals. So,
depending on the capacity,
their capability, right? We are nowadays saying that people have started questioning, if you fast, your blood sugar will rise. Okay, we fast many days. Normally, we don't know that. So why what is wrong in purposefully fasting on a day?
Yes,
when we go out and work, sometimes if we don't get food, we fast.
We skip meals.
If
we wake up late, we skip breakfast also so many times. So it is like 8 to 10 hours of fasting. No, last night you ate. And some people have this habit of skipping breakfast and eating directly at 12 p.m. in the afternoon. So it is almost like fasting only if you see the hours.
So we are doing that every day. But today, in the name of Shiva, we are fasting. So it's a purposeful fasting. So we don't have to question. It's not that every day we are taking breakfast, and if we skip a break, this is an important medicine. If we don't take this medicine, this person will die. No, if we fast for one day, no one is going to die. And also people start questioning why should we offer so much milk to a stone? People say, right? But we are not considering it as stone. We are considering Parameshwara himself. So whatever he has, the bhogas he has given us, we are offering back to him so that we can consume all through the year.
Yes.
We are actually using all those luxuries. Right? We are leading a luxurious life in everyone's own convenience. Whatever your luxury is not my luxury. My luxury is not your luxury. But still, at our own convenience, we are leading a luxurious life. So, what is harm in saying our gratitude to the Parameshwara? That I'm grateful and thankful for all these luxuries you have given. Right? If we fast for a day, then we will actually know the value of food.
Yes.
So fasting, there is a purpose for that. Okay, don't fast in the name of Shiva. Fast to know the value of food. If we are having food every day, then we will never know the value of food.
Yes, Acharya.
And our Shastras say a person who does fasting purposefully or or in the name of Shiva, or not in the name of Shiva, he does anyway, he'll get the same benefit. There's one story, a small story. If this is not taking too much of time, I'll quickly add that story. There's one story in Shiva Purana. One hunter going in search of an animal. He started waiting for a prey to fall into his trap, and he sat on a bilwa tree, but nothing was falling into the trap. So he waited. He did not want to go back to his house because he already laid the trap. He knew even in the midnight also some animal will fall into the trap. So while sitting there on the bilwa vriksha, he started. He didn't know he had to pass the time, right? So he started breaking the bilwa leaves and started throwing down. Coincidentally, there was a small Shivalinga there in the roots of bilwa tree. So all the leaves he was throwing down, they all fell on Shivalinga there. And that day he was all fasting. He did not get any prey. So next morning after sunrise he got some prey. He took that prey and went home, and he had his lunch. When his death came, Yamabhatas also came and Shiva Kinkaras came. They both says he is a hunter. All through his life he never mentioned God's name. Right? So he has to be taken to Naraka. But Shiva Kinkara said, no, we have instructions that bring him to Kailasa. So then again Yamadharmaraja came to that place and said, no, don't bring him to Naraka, because this person fasted on a Shivaratri, and he was awake all through the night on Shivaratri, and also without his knowledge he offered Bilva Patram to Shivalingam. So he is eligible to go to Kailasa, not Naraka. So when our Shastras are saying, they are giving us so much freedom. Don't do in the name of Shiva. Do for yourself. So however you say, in whatever manner you say, the end result will be the same. Yeah, I hope this clarifies this doubt that for a person to observe Shivaratri Vratam, he has to be devotee of Shiva. No, you don't have to be a devotee of Shiva. But that much lenience our Shastras have given. Okay, if you add devotion to that, devotion to those things, and that will add more value to the actions we are doing. Right?
Ji Acharya. And one more question also, like, who should do what? So yes, okay, few people would do it in some way, and few people will do it in other way. I've also heard somewhere that there are some prescribed rituals or the method of doing puja for females, and there are separate rituals that man should do, and what kind of mantras should we chant?
Again, we cannot actually start the learning the process on the day itself, but we have to get trained for a longer period of time to do the puja ourselves. They can do. A person who is educated in Vedas, who has Vedic knowledge, they can do the puja Vedic way. And the person who is not educated in Vedas, who has not done the Adhyayana of Vedas, they can do the Puranic way. And there is also again Agama way of doing puja. So whoever is trained in that, they have to perform. So, and the question is that how can women do the puja? Women actually, they can make a Shivalinga out of clay. It's called as Parthiva Linga. And they can do the puja to the Parthiva Linga, but without mantras. See, here what people normally think is that, women are abstain from chanting mantras, and men only are allowed to use mantras. Actually, women need not to use any mantras at all. And because they have so many other responsibilities. The mantra chanting is something which has to be done with so much of ekagrata, means conscious way, with concentration and all. A household woman who has other responsibilities, who has to look after many things at home, they will not have enough time to concentrate on puja itself. And they can, how much of a small puja they do, they'll get the same benefit. And normally our shastras say not daily puja as well. Women have to don't do daily puja at home for hours together. They only have to do the puja to the Dehli. What is Dehli? Dehri or Dehli. I have this frame of the door, right? The main entrance. It's called as Dehli. If they say Bhavanye Namaha and they give haldi and kumkum to the frame for the Dehli, that is equivalent to Agnihotra for women. So if they are getting benefit with small things, why do I have to do so many things? Right? So again, what women can do, what women cannot do, if they have enough time. The Shiva Sahasranama is given in Mahabharata, and Vyasa Maharshi's his oath is that whatever is in Mahabharata is for Stri Shudra Dvija Bandhuna. So whatever is in Mahabharata is for women, right? Who cannot accommodate so many things in their lives because they have so many other responsibilities. So we have two Shiva Sahasranamas in Mahabharata, and there are many Shiva Sahasranamas in many Puranas as well. But Vyasa Maharshi, he himself has said that whatever is in Mahabharata is for women especially. So if they have time, they can read the Shiva Sahasranamavali from Mahabharata and use those 1,000 names to offer Bilvapatra at some point on the Shivaratri day, from evening till morning. So that is one special puja any woman can do. They can have 1,000 Bilvapatras. If they don't have Bilvapatras, they can offer unbroken rice. I mean, we have to at least take 1,000 pieces of unbroken, well-chosen rice, right? Complete rice, and then offer one rice by saying one Nam. Shankaraya Namaha, Shivaya Namaha, Sthanave Namaha. Or if they don't know Chaturthi Vibhuti and all, they can say Shankara, Shiva, Sthano. But today we have access to all these Namavali as well. They can take Namavali and then do. With the Namarchana itself, if they can have the phala of 1,000 Ashwamedha Yajnas, why do they have to do Ashwamedha Yajna?
Yes, Acharya.
I'm sorry. I apologize. I would like to add one more. A person who has done Vedayana, if he doesn't chant Vaidik Rudra Namakam on that day, he'll go to Naraka. So it's for the restrictions are actually for men, but what society is thinking that restrictions are for women. It's actually the other way around. Men have so many restrictions and women have so many leniencies. So
yes, Acharya. And Acharya, you just mentioned about Bilva Patra. So I would also like to ask, when some people also perform abhishekas, go to temples and all that, and they use so many things while doing abhisheka, like we use doodh, that is milk, we use dahi, and we use fruits and all that. So can you also explain the relevance of these things, or is it because we are like you've already answered, that we are already living a luxurious life and we are offering what we are having to Daivata, or is it any extended meaning to these things as well?
Yeah, there is one thing. Whatever comes from cow has to be offered to Lord Shiva or any Devata, as a matter of fact, because cow has done so much of sacrifice. Right? It gives milk more to us than to its calf. But a cow cannot actually, it cannot reduce its karma because it cannot go to the Shiva temple and give the milk by its hand, by its own hands. It doesn't have hands. So the offering of milk to Lord Shiva on behalf of a cow is gratitude we are expressing to Shiva and the cow at the same time. We don't have to offer thousands of liters of milk to Shiva, but at least 1 spoonful of cow milk, 1 spoonful of curd, 1 spoonful of ghee from cow milk. And the bees, they also actually see, Manusha Janma is one thing, and also there are other Janmas as well. So a person who has some karma left, he would be born as cow or a Brahmara as such. So their wish is that at least some part from them, right, whatever they have, they are giving to the mankind, that is offered to the god. So we are actually a medium for a cow to offer its products to God. It's not that we are wasting milk or curd there, but what Shastra says that we can offer at least 1 spoonful of cow milk. We don't have to offer 1,000 liters of packed milk. Offering 1,000 liters of packed milk, I have seen few. I mean, I don't know whether this can be said here or not. I've seen people directly dropping milk from packet.
Yes.
1,000, even if you do abhishekam with that way, that is not going to help us in any way. 1 spoonful of milk from cow, 1 spoonful curd from cow's milk, 1 spoonful ghee from cow milk is what is prescribed in the Shastra. So if we can offer that much pure cow milk and all, that is enough. If we have access to 1,000 liters of cow milk, okay, we can offer 1,000 liters of cow milk. But by offering cow milk to Shiva, we are actually helping that cow gain some punya. Also, we are gaining some punya because we are helping that cow to reduce its karma.
Yes, Acharya. And Acharya, so how, if I ask you, for me and also our audience, that how should an ideal Shivaratri day should look like? So when should we start the fasting, or what would be the muhurtam for that, and when will it start? Will it be according to the muhurtam of Amavasya, or when to exactly break the fast, and what to do meanwhile? So if I give you a scenario that you are spending an ideal Shivaratri day from start to end, from the moment muhurtam starts and the moment muhurtam ends, what should be the sequence of things or the most important things that we should be doing on that day? So how an ideal Shivaratri day would look like?
As I've explained before, Shivaratri Vratam is not one size fits all. It's actually based on one's convenience and capabilities. If I think that if I am capable enough, if I do a sankalpam, we have to stick to that sankalpam. So I would suggest that do not go to royalty and say, I'll do that, I'll do this. Please do ythashakti. If I am capable enough to fast for 24 hours, complete 24 hours, please do that. If you are not capable enough, if you find it difficult, or if you find that your blood sugar levels might go down if you fast more than 12 hours, please fast for only 12 hours. That is from Suryasta to next day Surya. If we can fast for 24 hours, then the Shivaratri Vratam starts from the sunrise on Shivaratri day and ends on the sunrise next day. After sunrise, then we have to do the regular chores, and we can have food during the before Amavasya ends. Right? If we are not capable enough to fast for 24 hours, we can do the 12-hour fasting. They can have light food during the day, and they can fast from sunset to sunrise. So this is one thing. And what typical day, I would say that please do not go to the don't do the extraordinary or exuberant things. Please keep Shivaratri as simple as possible. We don't have to prove anything to others, co-inhabitants of this earth. And how much devotion we have, we know, and Lord Shiva knows. So we have to express devotion. Devotion is one among the other emotions. If we express it, that's called an expression, right? So like anger, we express our anger. If we love something, we express love. So the same thing, devotion is also. Many people say, if you have devotion, keep it to yourself. It is also one of the feelings which has to be expressed. So express in as simple as possible. Right? If we are angry with something, we'll say, keep your anger in control. If you are happy, say, don't be hyper. Right? Don't be hyperactive with your happiness. Keep that in control. The same way, devotion has to be in control as well. You don't have to spend all our year earnings on one day. But if you are thinking that if we are doing that for purpose of humankind, then it's fine. If we are only doing that to show off that I'm a great devotee of Shiva, I would say please don't do that. So please, you write your own guidelines, and one basic rule is that I'll try to keep it be as simple as possible, because whatever we do, whatever devotion we express, we have to gain sattva guna. So if we do the puja with rajo guna and tamo guna, we'll get rajo and tamo guna only. So if our puja is sattvic puja, simple things and all, then we'll gain sattva guna. So as we go on accumulate sattva guna over a period of time, then that converts into Vishuddha sattva, and then we'll have chitta shuddhi, and that leads to moksha. If we do this with rajo guna and tamo guna, then we'll only develop rajo guna and tamo guna, and that actually leads to downfall. So everyone can actually set their own limits and then set their own rules how to start and end Shivaratri. So there is no muhurta as well. It's from sunrise to sunrise or sunset to sunrise.
Okay, Acharya. So there were so many new things that I myself got to know today, and I am positive that all our audience will also gain new perspectives on how to celebrate Shivaratri and misconceptions and what is the purpose of celebrating Shivaratri altogether. Acharya, and thank you so much for accepting and doing this interview today with us. And you have also played a major role in helping us, supporting us for our Bhuwwaneshvari organization. So, and with all your blessings, we are doing all these things successfully. So thank you for that also, and thank you for today's session as well. So I hope our audience will get a perspective and inspiration, and we'll be meeting next time with we will bring you next festival and its importance and its significance again in our 4th episode. Until then, we would want you to watch this video, and you can get inspired and insights on this Shivaratri festival. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Acharya.